So I'm scrolling through, my YouTube page, and I see this guy build glasses that give you spider sense, and my whole entire page has just been Spider-Man related ever since Brand New Day came out. So I'm just gonna watch this because I thought it was interesting. I've never seen something like this before, but I built glasses that give you spider sense by MateoTechLab. Hey, I might get this a follow.
This was my graduating project, and I had one goal: to recreate Spider-Man's powers using technology. These are the Spider Sense glasses, capable of detecting and warning you of incoming objects and attacks before they actually reach you. A useful accessibility device that could even save lives.
You know how smart you have to be to do that, bro? I just make videos, man. I just make videos. This guy's building Spider-Man glasses that give you spider sense.
Out of all of our senses, vision is by far the one we rely on the most. But the moment you take it away, the risk of collisions and danger increases significantly. And that's exactly why I wanted to create this project, to reduce those risks. I thought it could be a safety device, especially for people who walk alone at night or are visually impaired. Now don't get me wrong, I've done some ambitious projects in the past, but creating a whole new sense is on another level. And not only that, I was also betting my graduation on the fact that I could. You see, in order to graduate, I had to design a project and perform an experiment. But I didn't want to build just anything. I wanted to make something that I truly believed in. This was something I've always wanted to build, ever since I saw my first Spider-Man movie. I've always thought that his spider sense was his greatest ability. He's able to instinctively detect danger. But the question is, how can I?
This is a good video. Hold on.
The more I thought about it, the more I realized that the power itself is not impossible. So I asked myself one simple question. If the human brain can learn new ways of interpreting information, could I teach it to sense danger through touch instead of sight? This would mean that I would have to be able to detect an approaching object, convert that information into vibrations, and then tell my brain what those vibrations mean. And as crazy as that sounds, the science actually says that our brains are surprisingly good at learning new senses. Because as it turns out, your brain doesn't actually care where the information comes from, it only cares that the information is useful.
Right.
So if you consistently translate information from one sense into another, your brain will actually start adapting. And in science, this is known as sensory substitution.
Bro, these are gonna be like the meta glasses, dude. Everybody's gonna have these. Like, genuinely, these could go easily for $1,000. And this guy's just honestly, he's probably around my age and building this. Again, I just make videos on YouTube about Spider-Man and other stuff. This guy's building accessibility devices. What?
In other words, if these vibrations become intuitive enough, your brain won't just treat them as vibrations anymore, it'll treat it as a danger sense. And as ambitious as this was, I wasn't actually the first person to try it. Over the years, some people have built some incredible devices to try and replicate Spider-Man's spider sense. The Hacksmith built one, and some researchers at the University of Illinois at Chicago even built an entire spider sense suit. But I wasn't just trying to build another Spider-Man prototype, I wanted to build a practical device that could actually help protect people.
Wait. So you mean to tell me, at this point he's just flexing. You mean to tell me that you build a spider sensing thing that people have tried to do before, and you're doing that with just glasses? Again, you know how crazy that is? The fact that he's building all of this technology into glasses, into a pair of glasses. Probably doing this in his house. I don't think he has a lab or whatever the case may be.
Easily wearable, because if you have to put on an entire suit every time you need to use it, you're probably not going to end up using it.
Exactly.
I wanted it to be something as simple as putting on a pair of glasses. The second rule is that it has to work indoors. I'm not too sure about the Hacksmiths, but most systems like this detect for distance. And the problem with that is, indoors, everything inside you is close. That means that your brain would get flooded with vibrations just by standing next to walls. And that would make the device more distracting than it would be useful. The problem wasn't building spider sense, the problem was building one you'd actually want to wear.
How does it know what's dangerous and what's not? Genuinely, how does it know that? It's already hard enough to detect anything around you. How does it know what's dangerous? Because that's just so baffling to me, bro. That's insane that you could come up with that. He's my age, dude. I know he's my age. I feel like I'm not doing anything in my life at this point. Because, bro, this is actually
And my final rule was to prove that a device like this would actually work. Because even if the vibrations and detection system was tuned perfectly, that alone would not make them scientifically useful. If If you aren't able to naturally interpret the haptic feedback as spatial information, then the system would simply create extra noise and stimulation, which could be more distracting rather than improving your awareness. Now that I had done my research, it was time to actually prove my engineering skills and see if I could actually build it.
Engineering skills.
First, I modeled and 3D printed the frames. I actually had to change my design quite a bit, since at first I planned on using ultrasonic sensors, but they turned out to be too big for the glasses. But luckily, I found these even better laser sensors. I paired those with these tiny little vibration motors, and to put everything together, I coded this entire project in Python, and soldered it myself.
Okay, like, frick, I made a sandwich this morning, like, what?
The only problem was that the wires were too large for the frames, and there was no time before testing to order new ones. So I looked all over my room for ideas. And eventually, I found hope. In the form of this Lego set. You see, a while ago I installed lights inside of it. Stay with me here. Clearly, this means that the wires of this set had to be small enough to fit between the bricks. And sure enough, they were. So this means that I had to decide between taking apart my Lego lights or graduating? Yeah, you know what I did. Finally, things were coming together. And the parts from before fit perfectly.
Imagine, video just ends right there. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
I even learned how to solder extremely thin wires.
Oh my god.
And I got pretty good at it too.
That's, you know how hard that is?
But there was still one thing standing in my way. You see, I got the wrong motor driver, which means that none of the vibration motors would work. So I decided to make my own using these old transistors and resistors. And the crazy part is, it worked.
It worked, right.
But the real question is, how?
You tell me, gang.
Around the frame are several infrared time-of-flight sensors, and each one continuously fires invisible pulses of infrared light. It then measures how long it takes for that light to bounce back, and that tells the glasses exactly how far away nearby objects are. But remember, distance wasn't enough. Instead, my code looks at how that distance changes over time. In other words, it filters for velocity. So if an object is approaching fast enough, you'll feel the vibrations through these tiny little motors. And it's fully directional. So if an object was approaching me from the left side, I would feel vibrations on the left side of the glasses, which would let me know exactly where an object is coming from. And the faster an object approaches, the stronger the vibration warning becomes. So if someone's walking behind you, you'll know. Or at least, in theory, since I've got to make sure that this is actually built into our instincts. So I decided to put it to the test by designing a scientific experiment, by taking away people's vision and seeing if they could still block incoming objects. Each participant completed 2 types of trials, one where they were wearing a blindfold and nothing else, and then another where they were wearing a blindfold and the spider sense glasses. Meaning that if there was any difference in their abilities, we would know for sure that it's because of the glasses, since it's the only difference between the two. And if you want to dive deeper into the real science behind this project, then I've uploaded the full research poster and analysis to my ARC page. ARC is a community where people can share the projects they're building with people who are just as interested in engineering and science.
Low-key though, some of his moves are kind of tough. Which one? Be Spider-Man. Damn. Hold on, again. Might be Spider-Man for real though. Now the thing is though, can he put them the same technology? You can like somehow put them in the lens, like Spider-Man lenses, or like just even like wear a helmet, Spider-Man helmet, and have that same technology. That would be cool, but that would be tough. Damn. Bro, okay, now you're just flexing.
I think it's safe to say the answer is yes. And I've got all the data to confirm it. But before that... Oh, come on, guys. You really thought that was me? This is Jeremy. He does...
Yo, he could have fooled me, bro. He could have fooled me, bro. I thought that was him, gang. I wish you didn't do that, because now I'm not, well, he's still built Spider-Man
tricks,
glasses.
And I'll leave his link in the description, so go and blow him up, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mateo. Thanks for inviting me. I do this sport called tricking, for those of you wondering, so all of what you saw today, it's all real, and you can definitely learn it. Go check me out.
It would have been a shame not to use his talents in this video. Thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
I was about to say, like, damn,
this
bro,
project turned out to be a huge
good?
success. Not only did the project work, but
You can't be an engineer and freaking know how to do backflips, and you can't. No, you have to be unathletic. God
I also
can't bless
managed
you
to
with
push
that.
the boundaries of sensory substitution.
Crazy.
Since across 240 total trials, participants correctly detected the approaching objects only about 15% of the time when they were blindfolded. But when you made no changes except for adding the spider sense glasses, that number jumped up to over 99%.
Damn,
That's
so
an
they
improvement
work-
of more than
They work real well. They like
84
work.
percentage points. In other words, the glasses didn't just buzz, people actually learned how to use those vibrations as spatial information. And
That's
that to me is the most
crazy.
exciting part about this whole project, because it proves that this technology could be used for more. I mean, just imagine how useful this could be as an aid for blind people,
Right.
or for someone who's walking alone at night and wants that extra sense of security. Imagine firefighters, search and rescue teams, or workers in low visibility environments having that extra layer of awareness. Even though these glasses are just a prototype and there's still improvements I want to make, this project accomplished its goal by proving that the idea works.
Dude.
At first, I wanted to create a superpower, but I ended up with a device that might be able to save lives.
Dude, that's crazy. This only has 40k views. Bro, this is amazing, bro. Shout out to you got my sub, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, you got my sub. Shout out to him, bro. He just built glasses that give you spider sense, and it works. It works 99%. Bro, if he gets that in store anywhere, Amazon, whatever the case may be, I need some. I will cop a pair. I promise you, I will cop a pair, bro. Tell y'all have to cop a pair, bro. If go like, subscribe that video, because bro is so talented. That's actually crazy. Maybe I should go to college.